All right, so in this video, one of you guys gave me a really good topic to talk about. So I'm going to read what this person wrote. They said, Kim, please make, it was RB. So good topic, RB, thank you. Kim, please make a video about how there's no such thing as no movement, because I've once heard that if you're affirming no matter what, things are moving around for you, like a confidence booster vid. My friend, I fucking got you. Hey everyone, it's Kim Velez, Conscious Life and Success Coach, and I'm really happy to be here with you today and talk about this topic. It's so fun and so juicy to talk about. Is there movement? Is there no movement? What happens when we start focusing on a new, topic or subject or area of our life, and how does this amazing, magnificent 3D start to mold and conform? But before we dive in, if you feel like you need additional support, I have many ways that you can work with me. I have a paid, Facebook group. I have email coaching. I have private one-on-one sessions. I have online courses like You Are the Prize, How to Revalue Yourself When It Comes to Your Love Life. I also have How to Manifest Your SP Back and Keep Them for Good. Everything can be found below in the description box. All right, so let's jump into this. Okay, so is there movement? How do we know there's movement or there isn't movement? Well, here's the amazing thing. This is how powerful you are. The minute you think something, it is already done. Now, whether it comes into manifestation and you experience it in your 3D, that's another story, and that depends on you and only you. So what does this mean? This means that the minute you start thinking, the minute you start focusing on a new version of you or a new version of a story that you want to experience in your life, whether it's money, it's SP, it's weight, it's how you want to feel internally, like it doesn't fucking matter, whatever it is you want. When you start focusing on a different version of that in your mind, guess what? It has to start fucking conforming. Now, I'm going to talk a little bit more about this in regards to people, because I think this is where a lot of people get stumped the most, right? When it comes to law of assumption and manifesting SPs, or just people conforming, and is there free will, isn't there free will, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so let's look at this. When you start focusing on a new version of your beloved, a new version of your SP, and you're focusing on a new self-concept and a new story of who the fuck you are, that you're worthy and deserving to receive everything that you desire from this person, then what starts to happen is this. Everything does start to shift and conform. Now, just because you haven't experienced it yet in your 3D doesn't mean it's still not moving. So what can that look like? Well, I'm going to give you some basic examples that are really fucking limited, because again, I'm limited with my mind too, right? We're all limited with our ego. But I want to give you some ideas of how things are moving that you're not even aware of. So let's look at, you're trying to manifest a specific person, whether you're talking to them or not talking to them, it doesn't fucking matter, okay? And let's say you've been experiencing in your 3D a version of them that you really are not, digging, right? They're not the best version. It isn't what you really want to deal with, okay? So when you focus in your powerful mind on the version that you desire, and you're affirming this new story of this person and your experience with them, and you're affirming a new you who's having this beautiful experience, you don't know what's going on in their mind. So even if they're dealing with other people, like they can start looking at these other people differently, thinking about them differently, not really wanting to be with them anymore, losing interest quickly in these people. They can even start thinking about you and pulling up memories they had with you, and really just start having a whole different perspective. Like, you just don't know what the fuck is happening. You don't know if the third party or somebody else that they were dealing with, like, they start seeing your SP as somebody different because you're that powerful. That maybe they're like, you know what, he's not really my cup of tea. She's not my cup of tea. I don't really want to deal with this person anymore. Like, there's so many things that are constantly in motion that you're just not privy to, but it doesn't mean it's not moving and shifting and shaping and molding for you. And this is where people struggle the most. I see it all the time as a coach. I believe it is the biggest thing to overcome. It's not the hardest thing. It doesn't have to be super hard. It's just ignoring that 3D, right? Really unconditioning yourself to trust in the unseen, to trust in the power of here, knowing everything is shifting and moving out here. And, this is, again, where people have to persistence is the key. What the fuck do I say? Persist, 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 no matter what. Because if you don't, then what's going to happen? You're going to keep being you. You're going to probably pull up the old story and you're going to delay your manifestation. Or even if your manifestation does come in because now you've dropped the old story, have you reprogrammed yourself? Have you focused enough on your mental diet to learn and teach yourself how to not react to the 3D so that when this person comes in, whether they come in favorably or not so favorably, you're in control of this. You fucking got it. And that's the key to all of this. This is what being a master manifester is, in my opinion. I think everybody's opinion. So you don't fucking know what's happening in the 3D. So much is happening in the 3D. You just can't fucking see it, but you have to stop assuming that it isn't working. You have to stop assuming that somehow, some way, nothing's changing just because you aren't experiencing yet in your 3D reality, your five senses, right? And this is where, again, you have to redirect yourself and focus on your believability in this powerful principle that's always at play, and focus develop your believability in everyone as you push out, and you can test it, and there's so many different ways to do that. But this is where you have to make the decision, like I said in my other video, and fucking claim that this is the reality that I desire. I'm sick of the old reality. I'm sick of the old beliefs, the old assumptions, the old thoughts. Those did not serve me well. I'm rejecting them now, and I'm choosing these instead. And when you choose the new thought, you're controlling your 3D, because your new thought is giving focus and attention, awareness to what you'd rather experience. And the more you keep choosing that new thought over the old ones, then the 3D shifting, moving, shaping, molding, conforming, whatever you want to fucking call it, to match this new story. So things are always moving. One of the fun things to do too is you can, if you're dealing with an SP, you can envision them thinking about you, right? You can feel their love for you, their thoughts all about you, and how much they adore you and miss you, and pulling up those memories. And that's living in the end. You'll really feel connected to that person, and you will miss them less and less in your 3D. A lot of you are not doing that. A lot of you are just affirming the new story with your thoughts, right? The affirmations, which you can, that's fine. But if you like to visualize and script, add it in, because you get in more of a meditative state and you can start pulling up imagery and really connecting to that person. Now, I'm going to say this, you do not have to visualize or script in order to manifest. You can simply manifest by focusing your thoughts elsewhere, by affirming a new story. That's totally okay. Everybody's got to find their best way to fucking do it. But this is the stuff you have to start training your mind and the new perspective to buy into, is that this is what forms out here. It's not what out here happens, controls in here. That's what we've believed for a long time, but it's not fucking correct. So you have to keep going, and the more I persist in here, it has to conform out here. And this is where, if you're really working on your self-concept and feeling better and really living from the end, you will not be so hung up on time, because you're already in that reality. You're already dwelling in that reality in your mind, more than you're paying attention to what's out here or what's not out here. And you don't feel separate from that reality. You don't feel separate from that version of you that has what they want. And you do not feel separate from your person or the reality it is that you desire with whatever manifestation you want. And that's what the work is. It's the inner story. It's the inner work that gets pushed out, and then this moves, shapes, molds, and shifts to match your new story. So that's a big fucking tip, if you didn't catch it, to really dwell in here more, so you get more and more connected to everything that you want to experience yourself, this person, and this beautiful life where you have what you want, rather than putting all your attention on what you don't want, because that's how you're going to keep manifesting. Where your focus and intention goes dominantly is what will continue to manifest. So everything is always in motion, because if you believe in energy, there's energy all around us. It's always moving, right? It doesn't stop moving. Your thoughts are always thinking. You don't stop thinking. Even when you're sleeping, you're still thinking, because you're fucking dreaming. Your brain is always working. It just works at different levels and whatever, right? So everything's always in constant motion. So this is a thing you have to remember, is you don't know when it's going to come into fruition. You don't know if it's in an hour, if it's in 2 seconds, or it's going to be in 3 months. But your job is to fucking persist in the version of you, the version of your reality, and whoever it is that you want to experience in your reality, that version of them, and you persist in that story, you hold that vision in your mind, you hold that beautiful story, you keep going within and feeling more and more connected to it. And you will, through affirmations, you will start to feel different as well, because your thoughts literally create your emotions. So it goes hand in fucking hand. So it isn't about being excited all the time. It isn't about a high vibration or a fucking frequency, none of that bullshit. It's just about keeping your thoughts focused on what the fuck you want. That's it. Don't make it harder than what it is. You're in control. You have to make the decision that this is what I want, and I'm not going to give up on myself because I'm tired of my old shit. I'm tired of my old self and my fucking patterns. So I'm the only one that can break them. And trust and know that every time you're focusing on this new beautiful story for yourself, right? That the 3D is hearing it, catching up, running after, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like, we all call it different things, right? The 3D is literally shifting, shaping, and molding to give you what the fuck you want. It has to match this. That is law. And all of you have done that with shit you don't want. So it can happen the same way with shit you do want. So there isn't like, a fucking, what's the word? It's not like because you want this, then it's excluded from the law of assumption. No, you just have to train your mind to focus on what you want rather than what you don't want. And you have to interrupt a thought pattern that has been ingrained that takes some effort. You're fucking worth the effort. So stop giving up on yourself. Trust in the unseen, knowing that new ideas are sparking in people. Things are shifting and moving and will come into your 3D at some point where you actually experience it with your 5 senses. All right, so I hope this video helped you. Please like, share, and subscribe if it did, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.